Once upon a time, in a distant, quiet village where everyone knows each other and lived in harmony, there lived a woman named Yemi. She was different from most people. Yemi always kept to herself and was not cooperative with the other villagers. This made most of the women in the village gossip about her. But Yemi didn't mind. She loved herself as she was, and more than anything, she loved to cook. Yemi had a dream of opening her own little restaurant where she could cook all day and feed people delicious meals. One day, Yemi left the village where she lived and moved to a small village where she could start afresh. She found a nice spot, built a small hut with her own hands, and right in front of the hut, she placed some wooden tables and chairs. The hut didn't look fancy, but Yemi knew it would soon be filled with customers because she believed in her cooking skills. Yemi started cooking every day. Her food smelled so good that even people passing by would stop and sniff the air with their mouths watering. She cooked all kinds of dishes, spicy stews, sweet jollof rice, and grilled meats of different kinds. The smell alone made people's stomachs growl. The villagers couldn't resist her food. Soon, people from all around the village came to sit at Yemi's tables, eager to eat her food. Because of the volume of sales she made daily, this made Yemi become very wealthy. After some time, Yemi started employing young girls to help her with her cooking and serving her customers. Some of the families in the village were poor and could not even afford a day's meal. So they were happy to know that Yemi was employing their children to work for her while she paid them their salary at month's end, and they also got to eat free lunch every day. But what no one knew was that Yemi had a secret. Her food didn't taste good just because of her skills. Yemi had a magic power, a power she kept hidden from everyone. Long ago, when Yemi was just a baby, her grandmother had secretly initiated her into a cult, a snake cult. This cult gave her magical powers through a special large pot that was hidden in a dark room at the back of her hut. The magic from this pot made her food taste delicious, even though in reality it wasn't very good. But no one knew this except for Yemi. Because of the magic, Yemi's restaurant became the most popular place in the entire village. People would come from near and far just to get a taste of her food. The villagers would sit at her tables, laughing and chatting. "Yemi's food is so good, I can't even eat my wife's cooking anymore. There is a legend about Yemi's food. If you wash your hands after eating and rub them on your legs, no matter where you are, your legs will bring you back when she's cooking again." Everyone laughed, but deep down, they knew they would always come back for more. They always left satisfied and full. But not everyone was happy about Yemi's success. In the same village, there was another woman named Tola. Tola also ran a small food business before Yemi arrived. She had been doing well until Yemi came along. But after Yemi started cooking, no one came to eat at Tola's place anymore. Her little restaurant, which used to be filled with customers, now sat empty. No matter how hard Tola tried, no one came to her anymore. They all went to Yemi's place. Tola was angry and jealous. She couldn't understand what Yemi was doing differently. "I have been cooking for years," Tola thought, "and I know my food is good, so why does everyone prefer Yemi's food?" As days passed, Tola's frustration grew. She was losing customers, and soon she had to close her business. Her heart burned with jealousy every time she saw Yemi's hut filled with happy customers. She decided that she had to find out Yemi's secret no matter what. One day, Tola visited her sister-in-law to talk about the problem. "I don't understand why no one comes to my place anymore," Tola complained, her face filled with anger. "Yemi's food is good, but it can't be that good. There must be something she's doing that I'm not." Tola's sister-in-law nodded, deep in thought. "What if we send my daughter Bisi to work for Yemi?" She suggested. "Bisi is smart and sharp. She can find out Yemi's secret and tell us." Tola's eyes lit up at the idea. "That's a brilliant plan." Bisi can go and learn everything Yemi does. Then I can do the same and get my customers back. Bisi, Tola's niece, was a bright young girl. She was known for being quick-witted and curious, always eager to learn new things. When her mother and aunt told her the plan, Bisi agreed right away. She was excited to go and work for Yemi, and she was even more excited to find out Yemi's secrets. The next day, Bisi went to Yemi's hut and knocked on the door. "Auntie Yemi, can I work for you? I want to help you cook," Bisi asked sweetly. Yemi smiled at Bisi. She was always looking for new girls to work for her because she had a hidden reason for hiring them. You see, Yemi didn't just want to help in the kitchen. She used her magic pot to steal the talents of the young girls who worked for her. Once she took their talents, the girls would feel weak and they would never succeed in life. But when Yemi saw Bisi, she hesitated for a moment. There was something different about this girl, something that Yemi couldn't quite put her finger on. Still, she decided to let Bisi work for her. "Of course, my dear," Yemi said. "Come and help me." Bisi started working for Yemi, and right away, she noticed how strange things were. No matter what Yemi cooked, it always tasted better than it looked. Bisi couldn't understand how something that looked so simple could taste so amazing. She started watching Yemi closely, trying to figure out if she had a secret trick. One afternoon, as Bisi was cleaning up the kitchen, she noticed a dark, mysterious room at the back of the hut. It was a small room with an old creaky door that was always closed. Bisi felt a strange feeling in her stomach whenever she looked at it. What could be in there, she wondered. Just as Bisi was about to peek inside the room, one of the girls working for Yemi quickly grabbed her arm. "Bisi, don't go in there," the girl warned, her eyes wide with fear. "That room is out of bounds. Auntie Yemi will be furious if she finds out you've been near it." Bisi quickly stepped away from the door, but she couldn't stop thinking about it. What is Auntie Yemi hiding in that room? She wondered. That night, she told her mother and Tola about the strange room. "There's something odd going on at Auntie Yemi's hut," Bisi said. "I don't know what it is, but I feel like that room is important." Tola nodded, her curiosity growing. "Keep an eye on her, Bisi. We need to know her secrets." As days passed, Bisi started noticing more strange things. She began having bad dreams, dreaming of snakes slithering around her bed, hissing softly in her ear. Each night, she would wake up in a cold sweat, her heart pounding with fear. She would scream, calling out to her mother. She didn't know why she was having those dreams, but she felt like something bad was going to happen. When she told her mother about the dreams, her mother became worried. "Maybe you should stop working for Yemi," her mother said gently. "It doesn't seem safe." But Bisi, determined to find out the truth, shook her head. "No, I'll be fine, Mama. I want to know what Auntie Yemi is hiding." Meanwhile, Yemi was growing frustrated. She had tried to use her magic to steal Bisi's talent, just like she had with the other girls. But for some reason, it wasn't working. Bisi was different. Yemi didn't understand why. But every time she tried to use her powers on Bisi, something blocked her magic. Bisi's talent couldn't be taken. Yemi decided to keep Bisi close. She needed to figure out what made this girl so special. At the same time, Bisi continued watching Yemi, waiting for the right moment to uncover her secrets. One day, Yemi had to step out of the hut to run some errands. She left Bisi and the other girls behind to take care of the kitchen. Bisi saw this as a chance. She quietly made her way to the dark room at the back of the hut. Her heart pounded as she slowly pushed the door open. Inside, the room was dark and cold. In the center of the room, Bisi saw a large pot, much bigger than any cooking pot she had ever seen. The pot looked old and strange, and although there was no water in it, when Bisi moved closer, she could hear a splashing sound like water swirling inside. Curiosity got the better of her, and Bisi decided to touch the pot. She gently pushed it with both hands, but suddenly it crashed. The pot fell to the ground and shattered into pieces. Bissie's eyes widened in shock. She had broken the pot. What could happen now? Just then, something strange started happening outside. The customers who had been eating Yemi's food began to frown. The food that had tasted so delicious suddenly tasted horrible. Some of them spat it out and complained loudly. "What is this? It tastes awful," one man shouted. Yemi, who was still out running errands, felt a sudden sharp pain in her chest. She knew something was wrong. She quickly rushed back to the hut and found the broken pieces of her magic pot on the floor. Her face twisted in anger and fear. Without the pot, she had no powers. Yemi screamed in rage, her body shaking as she transformed into her true form, a giant snake. The girls working in the kitchen, including Bissie, screamed in terror as Yemi's true identity was revealed. But Bissie stood her ground. She had finally discovered Yemi's secret. As Yemi slid out towards Bissie, her snake eyes glowing with fury, Bissie picked up a long stick from the kitchen and swung it at Yemi. The stick hit Yemi's snake body, but instead of stopping, Yemi hissed loudly and lunged towards Bissie. Bissie dodged Yemi's attack, her heart racing. She knew she couldn't defeat Yemi alone. Bissie and the other girls continued to scream as they managed to escape Yemi. They ran out of the hut. Cold shiver ran down their spine. The scream attracted the attention of the customers and villagers. They all ran to the direction where they heard the screams. They were surprised to see a big snake. They began to throw stones at the snake. Finally, Yemi weakened from the loss of her magic, and her head transformed to a human face, while her body still remained in the snake form. Everyone in the gathering screamed in fear.
"This cannot be, or I dey see double. No nah,"
said one man.
"Kasala don burst o. Who send me this message to the chop for here? No be Madam Yemi I dey see so. She be snake. Hey God."
Yemi began to cry. "I'm sorry," she said. "It's true, my grandmother made me part of a snake court when I was a child. The pot was magic and it made my food taste good. I took the talent of young girls to keep the magic going. But when I tried to take Bissie's talent, I couldn't. She's special, and now the pot is broken. I've lost all my powers." The villagers were furious.
"What have you done to our daughters?"
They shouted.
"You tricked us with your food."
Some of them started screaming, saying, "Stone her to death, stone her." But before they could start, Yemi vanished into thin air, never to be seen again. The villagers cheered for Bissie and all the other girls who had worked for Yemi. The girls felt free and happy again. Their talents returned and they no longer had bad dreams. Everyone praised Bissie for her bravery and quick thinking. She had not only discovered Yemi's dark secret, but had also freed the village from Yemi's evil magic. With Yemi gone, customers stopped coming to her hut and the restaurant closed down. Tola was able to reopen her own business, and soon her tables were filled with happy customers once again. This made her also to realize that not all that glitters are gold. That is the end of the story. Moral of the story: it tells us to not envy anyone doing better than us in any aspect of life. You don't know how they got there or what they went through. Just be patient and consistent in whatever you're doing. Keep up the hope and always show up for yourself. Your time will definitely come. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like.